Welcome to the PennLive High School Sports Live Game of the Week from West Shore Stadium. It's the Crusaders of Bishop McDevitt and the Colts of Cedar Cliff. Tonight's game is also broadcast in connection with Pennsylvania Cable Network and our sponsors, Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency and Cisco Foods. Good evening. Seems like we did this last week, Fort Chapman.
Same press box, same stadium.
We're back again for Cedar Cliff and Bishop McDevitt. This is a game where if you just look at the raw records, it could be deceiving because Cedar Cliff comes in tonight 2-1. Bishop McDevitt lost their first two games of the year, but against very, very strong opponents.
Without a doubt, this game, both teams definitely have a chance. I'm not saying the game's going to be super close. I expect it to be, but both teams have a chance to win this football game. And the 0-2 record on Bishop McDevitt is not the team that they are right now.
Chambersburg was the victim last week of Bishop McDevitt's
offense. Yes, now they're
offense.
1-2, obviously.
Yes, 45-7 victory last week at Chambersburg. Coming into this year, no Stone Saunders for Bishop McDevitt. Instead, they've got Sebastian Williams at quarterback, and as usual, they're loaded for bear.
Yep. Williams did a heck of a job against the Harrisburg Cougars. That McDevitt offense, the first two possessions, went down the field and scored. The problem was Harrisburg did the same on them. And it was a heck of a football game. Could have gone either way. I expect for Bishop McDevitt, they're probably favored in this game. But on the other side of the fence, the Cedar Cliff Colts can mix power with a little bit of skill on the outsides. They're a formidable opponent.
We know who the quarterback's going to be for Bishop McDevitt. We don't know play-to-play who the quarterback's going to be for Cedar Cliff. Last week, Jalen Hinton took a lot of the snaps in the first half. Then when they went Wildcat, Landon Howell started taking a majority of the snaps. He had over 100 yards rushing last week, had a touchdown run, and that mix of power and finesse, that could be the difference tonight for Cedar Cliff.
The Colts need to establish that running game, which they like to do in every football game. They did it against Central Dauphin. They did it against Central Dauphin East last week, and much better than they did against Redland the first week. Can they do it against a team that's probably better up front and a better overall defense than the McDevitt Crusaders? That's going to be the big thing to watch for this game.
One other thing we'll watch here in the pregame, number 11 for Cedar Cliff, Blake Sechrist. Big contributor early on last week. Took a shot to the head in the third quarter, was out for the rest of the game. We'll see if he plays tonight. Next on High School Sports Live from West Shore Stadium at Cedar Cliff and Bishop McDevitt.
Award-winning Jack Gianvavo family dealerships have been growing for over 50 years. Now you can visit all 7 dealership locations throughout your county. At Jack Gianvavo, we understand family as we offer variety, style of vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Now we're expanding them choices and announcing Gianvavo Kia, Gianvavo Mitsubishi. Jack Gianvavo invites you to come experience the Gianvavo difference.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
Senior moments. They're not about what's been lost. They're about everything you've gained. With Capital Blue Cross Medicare, you're covered to go all in on more senior moments. And when playtime's over, giving them back can be a senior moment too.
They're all yours.
More coverage, more benefits, less hassle. Capital Blue Cross Medicare.
Everybody knows Hoffman has it. Did you know Hoffman has even more? There's the fully stocked Hoffman Ford Parts and Accessories Department, the Hoffman state-of-the-art collision facility, confidence in our ultra-modern service facility, peace of mind with master technicians, satisfaction with low prices.
Do I really need to say it again? Hoffman has it.
Only at Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
McDevitt takes the kickoff and takes it to midfield, to the 45, to the 40, down to the 35, the 30, chase to the 25, to the 10, and dropped at about the 5-yard line. Jonte Quick, but we have a flag.
And it's all going to be coming back. It's against McDevitt way back at the 35-yard line.
So from the 35, they're going to mark it back, probably an illegal block to the 25-yard line.
They threw it down from the 35. The head referee picked it up and threw it to the 45. Sometimes that flag doesn't go exactly where the spot is, so it's probably going to go back to the. There you have it.
All right, so the flag. All right, you're right. The flag was thrown at the 45, so bring it back to the 35 after the penalty. So first penalty of the game goes against Bishop McDevitt, so they'll lose 10 yards. Back to the 35 and a first down for Sebastian Williams and the Bishop McDevitt Crusaders.
McDevitt with those sharp white jerseys, not with the blue numbers and the gold trim, the opposite with the gold numbers, which is going to be tough for people to see at times.
It's going to show our age here, too. First down, up the middle, and the run goes up to about the 37-yard line. Give that to Nazir Jones-Davis. Gain of 2.
Travis, in our pregame, we mentioned about my biggest key to the game is the Cedar Cliff running game. Can they establish the ground game? But on the other side of the ball, as you see there, a little running back limping off there, but looks like he'll be able to shake that off. But on the other side, if McDevitt can establish a run, we know that they have the skill guys on the outside. That would put the Cedar Cliff defense in a tough predicament.
3 wides this time for Williams. On 2nd and 8, he looks to throw. To the left side, it is complete out to the 47. That's enough for a first down. Good throw out to Gage Ruth. 10 yards, first down.
Ruth ran about a 10-yard hitch. So it's what we would call a deep hitch, meaning you run down 10 yards, turn, expect the ball, and the ball was put right on the money. I really liked what I saw in the Harrisburg game 2 weeks ago from Sebastian Williams.
So Williams with 2 receivers. Ruth to the far side. Here on the near side is 2 Holton Howard Jr. Got an H-back in motion as well, and they go right up the middle with Maurice Barnes. 35-20, 25-15, 10-5, touchdown. Anastasi tried to bring him down for Cedar Cliff, but a 53-yard touchdown run for Maurice Barnes.
Really nice set by the Crusaders, lining up without a tight end, but that H-back acts like a tight end. They short motioned him, brought him down into the line. He got a nice block, and even though Cedar Cliff had defenders at the point of attack, when we watch the replay here, very good running by Barnes to keep his head up and hit the hole.
Jack Dawson, 42, with the block at the line of scrimmage. And now the point after attempt. Both kickers wearing 17 tonight. This time Aiden Grella for Bishop McDevitt. A knuckler, and it makes it over. It's good. Timeout. We take a break. Only a minute 39 in, and Bishop McDevitt is on the board. Crusaders 7, Cedar Cliff nothing on High School Sports Live.
Senior moments. They're not about what's been lost. They're about everything you've gained. With Capital Blue Cross Medicare, you're covered to go all in on more senior moments. And when playtime's over, giving them back can be a senior moment too.
They're all yours.
More coverage, more benefits, less hassle. Capital Blue Cross Medicare.
3 plays, 65 yards, a minute 39. The 53-yard touchdown run from Maurice Barnes, and the extra point makes it 7-0 Bishop McDevitt. Well, one question was answered: how fast can Bishop McDevitt score? We had another question answered for us for Cedar Cliff. Will Blake Sechrist play? The answer is yes, because he was in at linebacker for that entire series.
Went down last week with a shot to the face, basically the jaw area, and was being looked at by the trainers for a long time in that second half against Central Dauphin East in a Cedar Cliff victory. Fortunately for Cedar Cliff, he's back. He's a heck of a player on both sides of the ball.
Heckard with the return up to the 16-yard line, and that's it. Really good job there on the kick by Aiden Grella to land it to between the 5 and the goal line. And tough field position now for Cedar Cliff.
Great coverage by the special teams unit of the Crusaders.
So Jalen Hinton gets the start at quarterback for this play. He'll have Landon Howell with him in the backfield. Owen Anastasi, number 2, to the far side. Also, Amarian Autry at the far side as well. And they give, no, it's a fake. It goes. It's a throw out to the right side and incomplete. Went for Amarian Autry, incomplete, second down.
Autry was on the medium drag from the other side of the field. It was a bootleg. Very nice play action fake. You got to make that pass and catch. That keeps the McDevitt defense very off balance with those run fakes. They know you're trying to establish the run, and very first play, you'll see it here. Gets outside the end on the contain, and here he is. Got to complete it.
Had a flag on the play for illegal substitution. They'll mark it back 5 and make it 1st and 15.
The ball wasn't a great pass. Quarterback throwing on the run. It was behind the receiver, but the receiver had a chance to still help his quarterback out and make that play, and they weren't able to hook up on it.
The play goes for naught as it is now 1st and 15. They reset the 25-second clock.
McDevitt doing a nice job on that first play, and again, notice play, stacking the line of scrimmage. A lot of 8 guys in the box.
Heckert in motion. They give to Howell to the 10, to about the 14. Knocked down there by R.J. Duffy.
Landon Howell takes the handoff. Tackled on the play by Levent and Duffy.
Howell's going to have a really big game, the junior running back, linebacker, for the Colts to have an opportunity to win this one.
So second down. We don't see Sechrist in. They go 4 receiver set with Amarian Autry as one of the tight ends. Hinton now looking to throw, and it's Howell, a tap pass. It was read quickly. Howell still gets 2 yards out of it, and it's going to be 3rd and 10.
I really like the play call. Shovel pass to Howell. A lot of times the defensive line can overrun that. You get a big gap, but very good defense by Duffy, it looked like. Reading that well. And Cedar Cliff is in a position now they do not want to be in. I'm sure the coaching staff has talked to the offense about this, to be in a 3rd and 9 inside their own 20. It's a risky situation to be in.
First 4 drives last week for Cedar Cliff came up empty. See if it's a different story here. Long throw down the middle, incomplete. Intended for Isaiah Jones. Shahid Clement with the coverage, and it's 4th down.
That whole set, McDevitt relied on a lot of man-to-man defense. And when you play straight man and you're able to get one other defender in the box, and it's very tough to have your running backs break through. If they do break through, there's a lot of open grass.
Sechrist with the left-footed punt, end over end. And it takes a little bit of a Cedar Cliff bounce. So the 47 of McDevitt, a 36-yard punt, no return.
You just said the key words right there at the end, Travis, no return. You don't need a beautiful high booming punt against this McDevitt team who has Ish Palmer back there, a senior return man, not real tall, but I'll tell you what, he has wheels that can really go. And Cedar Cliff got out of that jam field position-wise and got the ball across midfield.
Jerome LaRue now in the backfield with Sebastian Williams. Here comes Holton here to the near side. 2 receivers far side. Now Ruth comes in motion across the formation.
He's going to have to reset because everybody wasn't set. There he is.
And now another man comes in motion to the backfield. That's Maurice Barnes, who had the touchdown. They cross it up. Give off the right side, and nothing doing for Jerome LaRue, and a good job on the tackle by Aiden Arias.
That was the old version of the split back crossbuck that was run half a century ago often and beyond that, although it was done out of shotgun.
So second, and they gave him 2, so second down and 8. Big tight end, 88, Liam Fuller, here to the near side. Williams back to throw. Hitch route out to the right side is complete. First down. Bring it to the 41-yard line.
That term, run after catch, is going to be huge here for the Colt defense. You can't allow, watch it right here, high tackle, up around the shoulder pads, ducks under it, gets an extra 4 yards, moves the chains. Now that was second down, not third, but still, you got to make the tackle, the first man there for the Colts.
Ish Palmer now lined up in the slot here in the near side. He had the 10-yard catch.
Outside zone.
And a good run to the 33-yard line. Goes LaRue. 8 yards.
The goal of that play is to get the ball deep to your running back. He's working his way on a track outside towards the tight end. He can bounce it out farther. He can cut it back in. And he just reads his zone blocking up front to the tight end side there. And a nice 8-yard pickup. Very nice mixture of run and pass so far by the white team, the Crusaders.
Barnes in the backfield. He gets this give. Right side, good blocking. 25, 22-yard line. First down.
Maurice Barnes now takes the handoff. Tripped up initially by number 41, Will Coker. And then eventually fully brought down by number 27, Ray Weaver.
Basically ran the same play away from the tight end on that one with another running back and similar result.
Ruth near side. Palmer here also on the near side. Williams, the give. Not much. 20-yard line.
Better run defense there by the Colts. McDevitt is doing a nice job so far spreading out the defense of Cedar Cliff. Cedar Cliff's lining up in a zone primarily, and the threat of those McDevitt receivers force Cedar Cliff to honor that. And what that will do is open up running lanes for the running game.
42, Jack Dawson now in as what the Washington Redskins originally coined as the H-back, now Washington Commanders. Now he goes in motion and give off the right side. What a juke by Jerome LaRue to the outside, 10-5 touchdown.
Phenomenal cut, great vision, results in the Crusaders hitting pay dirt for the second time in this game early on. Take a 2-touchdown lead.
So sixth play of the drive is the scoring. Let's watch his footwork. Because he had the H-back up front, 42. And he'll block right in front. That's Jack Dawson, and beautiful run for the touchdown.
That cut was Tony Dorsett-esque. Missing a 3, though. Single-digit 3, not 33.
Aiden Grella with the extra point. It's good. 5:11 left to go in the first quarter. Bishop McDevitt, 2 drives, 2 scores. 14-0. They're on top of Cedar Cliff here on High School Sports Live and PennLive.com.
Tucked away on 34 private acres in York County, historic Shady Lane is the perfect outdoor wedding experience, providing historic cobblestone backdrops, forests, gardens, and a gorgeous glass greenhouse. Your wedding day will be easy and as stress-free as possible with our suites to get ready on site. Multiple ceremony options, a separate cocktail hour area, a tented reception space, and more. A wedding coordinator is included in your package to make your experience effortless. You can inquire at historicshadylane.com for more information.
6 plays, 53 yards, 3 minutes, 17 seconds, 20-yard touchdown run from Jerome LaRue. And now this time around for the kickoff, Aiden Grella will see if he can put it between the 5 and the goal line again. That's the kind of stuff you can put on a, I would say film back in the day, but now on a videotape reel or a YouTube video for potential recruiters.
No doubt about it.
High kick. He's going to do it again at the 5. Cedar Cliff brings it out, and nothing doing as Anastasi gets it back to the 16. 11-yard return.
Another very good job on kick coverage for the Crusaders. Those kickoff team members are taking this job seriously and doing a great job of walling in, containing, and fighting off blocks and getting to the football.
Well, here's the thing with McDevitt, which is unlike most of the other schools here. You don't have a lot for McDevitt going two-way. You've got a lot of people behind you waiting to play. If you don't make it on special teams, they're going to find somebody else to be next man up. So
good point.
They're doing their job, and they're doing it well so far. 16-yard line start for both Cedar Cliff possessions.
Much tighter formation, the first time we've seen this.
Man in motion is Zach Beaver, and they
got
go to the
ball.
Wildcat, and it's a flag.
That was Hal, the running back. They're in that Wildcat set. Illegal procedure. You can't have the 5-yard simple penalties that put you behind the chains and make it a 1st and 15. It's actually what it's going to do is just put you in a situation where you're more predictable. Got to limit your penalties if you're Cedar Cliff and want to stay in this football game.
First drive started with a penalty. This drive starts with a penalty. So back to the 11. They stay in the Wildcat with Howell.
Double tight wing.
Sechrist in the backfield. Beaver in motion. And they follow. They put both tight ends in front of Howell, and he only gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Nice idea by the Colts because they're trying different formations, trying to see what can work against this McDevitt defense. But the one difficult thing it does, it jams everybody tight into the formation. McDevitt's defense is getting basically 11 men in the box, and having that many people close to the line of scrimmage, unless you can get through that first wave, McDevitt's going to be there to make the tackle.
So they're McDevitt's 4 biggest guys on defense in the box right now as they're going to go to the outside with Howell to the 15, 4 yards.
Decent gain, but when you're 2nd and 15-ish, it's a big difference. Now you, instead of being 2nd and 6, where you have more of your playbook available to you, 2nd and 11 is a huge difference. Or 3rd and 11 is a huge difference from 3rd and 6.
The 4-man line for Bishop McDevitt, 11, Teron Dennis. He's 6'1", 215. Ja'Kay Logan, 73. He's 6'3", 290. Aiden Michtick is 6'5", 250, number 75. And 51, Chris Thompson is 5'10", 250. You got to get around those linemen here. Hinton, overthrow it, incomplete, flag on the play.
That's in a spot of defensive holding / interference, depending if the ball was in the air. The back judge threw it, and that means it was before the ball was in the air, which would be defensive holding, but it's going to be an opportunity for the Colts to get their initial first down of the game. A 3rd and 1, only a 10-yard penalty.
It is not an automatic first down.
That puts the ball now on the 6-yard line, but just short.
So 3rd and 1. And Hinton is back in. So they don't go Wildcat. They get 2 men in the backfield. Otero now. Alex Otero, 26 at fullback.
Looks like they need 2 inches. They're going to play action it.
They're going to throw, and incomplete, intercepted. That's Gage Ruth, and he's gone. Oh, you got to feel bad for Amari and Autry.
Ball was right in the money. Needs to be caught. However, you need a few inches. I'm sure Cedar Cliff was thinking if we don't get it, we'll go for it on 4th and inches.
Correction on the number. I thought 18. It was 16, Austin Mack. And he runs it back for the score.
The old tip drill. Right there on the spot for the McDevitt defense. Nicely executed play by Cedar Cliff, all except the catch. And you caught McDevitt a little bit off balance by that non-run on 3rd and super short. You had the crossing routes, which is great against any defense really, but especially against any kind of man look.
Aiden Grella, despite the high snap, gets it down, and it is good. 3:26 left to go here in the first quarter. We break from West Shore Stadium. 21-0. Bishop McDevitt up on Cedar Cliff on High School Sports Live and PennLive.com.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
.326 to go. Officially, we're going to call that a 33-yard interception return for a touchdown. That was for Austin Mack, number 16, and extra point good, making it 21-0. Now, I know the deja vu part of it here. We're back here this week after we were here last week. We're going to see if this is 3 straight drives that now start on the 16-yard line for Cedar Cliff, because Aiden Grella has put his first 2 kickoffs to the 5, and they've only returned at 11 yards. Let's see if we can go for 3 straight here.
And this kickoff team knows how to cover.
They go with the squib, and it's going to go into the end zone. So 20-yard line is where Cedar Cliff will begin. Howell is in, and Hinton is going to be back in as well.
Once that ball wasn't caught by the return man in the air, it looked like he was pretty content to actually hoping that it goes into the end zone to get the ball on the 20, which is farther out than they have gotten it thus far.
Yeah, deepest penetration, if you want to call it that. They've only gotten as far as the 25. They run up the middle. Well, they got a little almost to the 25 here. Howell up the middle. 3.5 yards.
Any Cedar Cliff fan watching from the last 65 years recognize that formation and play with many great tailbacks carrying that ball, tight end, Z-back motions to the tight end. You got a 4-man front, and you run the tailback that way.
Bringing Jaden Heckard in motion. Instead, he goes out for a pattern, and Sechrist, nice catch. High pointed it at the 40, takes it to the 42, first down.
Very nice job of Hinton, biding some time, throwing on the run, and he went to one of his favorite targets, a very reliable guy who's been playing more defense than offense so far, but they got him in there with the injured jaw. Makes the catch to move the chains. Very nicely done by the Colts.
19 yards and a first down. That's the first down for Cedar Cliff. And they go up the middle again. Howell tripped up. It gets to the 48, 5 yards.
If Howell doesn't lose his footing there with that trip up, he has a huge gain. Nice job by Cedar Cliff. Even down 3 scores here. We're going to line up. We're going to run some old school offense under center. We're going to utilize our tailback, and we might get some Wildcat here. And, yes, we are out of Wildcat here with Howell. Quarterback is out of the game right now talking to the trainer. I can tell you I know what that is.
Beaver again. One. And Howell up the middle. First down yardage. Gets to the 45. Pickup of 7.
If you look at 2 plays ago, Hinton went back and handed that ball off to Howell with his right hand, even though it was to the right where you want to get it with more with your left hand. So he must have had a little bit of a wrist hand type situation. He was talking to the trainer, but he's back now at quarterback. I knew it had to be something because most quarterbacks don't hand the ball off with the hand that's closest to the running back.
I remember Matt Hasselbeck had to do that in a Seahawks playoff game back in 2010. Looking him backpedal handoff with the right hand to the guy behind him, usually Marshawn Lynch,
play
with
action.
his right hand. Here's
One
Hinton
receiver.
looking deep and incomplete. Anastasi, the intended receiver, throwing into double coverage, second down.
Astasi missed time with an injury 2 weeks ago. I believe it was some type of head injury against their 2 week ago opponent. But then last week he was in the lineup against the Panthers and CDs and did a really good job. So he's back. I don't know if he's full strength, but he looks pretty good there. Almost made that grab. It was just play action, one receiver out in the pass, max protect, meaning you make sure there's not a quarterback sack as best to your ability and throw it to that one receiver.
Same formation. Howell gives off with the right hand, and he gets almost first down yardage to the 37.
Cedar Cliff has found something they like, and that's the old school style of running to the tight end with their tailback, a fullback lead blocking. Hinton is obviously not 100% because he did the same. Watch the handoff here. Watch him give it with his right hand. It's very risky for some type of fumble. So far, he's done a good job of it. They're in 4-down territories. They have 2 downs to get these 3 yards.
20. Will White is in as the fullback. Hinton gives off with the right hand again, and Howell knocked backwards. In fact, never got anywhere. No gain, third down. Make it fourth down.
He got it up, I think, just maybe over a yard, but it's going to be a 4th and 2, and that's a tough play call.
And that is the final play of the first quarter. Cedar Cliff driving, but down 3 scores. McDevitt up 21-0 on High School Sports Live and PennLive.com.
Folks, in addition to many other things here tonight at West Shore Stadium.
Discover the power of local expertise with global reach at Landmark Commercial Realty. Serving South Central Pennsylvania for over 3 decades, we are proud members of TCN Worldwide, connecting you to over 200 markets globally. Whether you're looking for retail, industrial, office, or investment properties, our team provides sound, honest advice tailored to your needs. Trust Landmark Commercial Realty to navigate the complexities of commercial real estate with confidence. Visit landmarkcr.com and leverage our global expertise for your local success. Tucked away on 34 private acres in York County, historic Shady Lane is the perfect outdoor wedding experience, providing historic cobblestone backdrops, forests, gardens, and a gorgeous glass greenhouse. Your wedding day will be easy and as stress-free as possible with our suites to get ready on site. Multiple ceremony options, a separate cocktail hour area, a tented reception space, and more. A wedding coordinator is included in your package to make your experience effortless. You can inquire at historicsshadylane.com for more information.
First 4th down attempt of the evening on offense, and Cedar Cliff is going to try and get 2 yards to get to the 35 and keep this drive going. 8th play of the drive.
I'm looking for power right again. I think they're going to go with it. Tough play call when you just ran it for 1 yard. It's 4th and 2. Long cadence to start.
Howell, the tailback.
Play clock down to 5.
And they call timeout. We'll keep it here. Start
Travis,
of the
what do you
second
call?
quarter.
What do you call as an offensive coach when you just ran the ball on 3rd and 3 and you got about a yard and you know you need 2 to keep the drive going down 3 touches here, start of the second quarter?
With a quarterback who's got a bum left hand.
How about it? Whew. And he's still looking. He's trying to get a feel for it. Interestingly, he's able to get that snap. Okay, I'll be an under center. I wouldn't be surprised to see the off tackle to the tight end side with Hal, but also another wrinkle. They haven't shown it yet. Fake that off tackle and have the quarterback keep it around end. Sometimes can work. Don't be surprised if we see that.
Hinton has not run yet tonight. So we'll see what they decide.
Or are they going to go to the air? Try one of those crossing routes again.
So 15 Beaver in as tight end, 20 Will White at fullback, Anastasi the receiver, Hinton at 4, and 22 Howell, the tailback.
I'm saying power left or power left quarterback keep because they're going to motion this guy probably and run it to the tight end side.
And they go to the right side and not enough.
tried to fake to the tight end side and get Hal coming off that right guard area, and it wasn't available. Should have a guard and a tackle that side. I like the play call. Good effort to try to come up with something, a wrinkle you think you can get that first. McDevitt defense, tough to run against.
So turnover on downs to the Bishop McDevitt Crusaders, so the 37-yard line. And first down coming up for Bishop McDevitt. Here comes Sebastian Williams giving the play to Jerome LaRue. Williams out in the flat, incomplete. That wasn't going to go anywhere anyway.
Tell you what stopped that play? If the pass would have been complete, if you watch this replay, you're going to see Hal, number 22, who we've called his name on offense a lot, he comes and breaks up, goes right through the blocker of the three receivers after the middle blocker, went right through him, and had that ball been caught, he would have broken it up anyway. You're right.
We will have Bishop McDevitt again on High School Sports Live in Week 9 when they visit Central Dauphin East on October 17th. Second down. Oh, good pursuit, but LaRue gets right around it to the 35, to the 40. He's got open field to the 45, trucks a man at the 47 and gets a first down.
What a second effort. The Colt, I can't see the number for the Colt defender, but a defensive lineman, it's 54. That would be Josh Gillen. He makes a great play in the backfield, but can't hold on to the running back. It would have been a several-yard loss, and it turns into a big gain.
Taiwan Bird can't bring him down, so to the 47-yard line, it's a first down for McDevitt.
And that's a good example. You coach defensive linemen, you love those big loss tackles for loss, but you got to be careful you don't get too far upfield.
Jack Dawson back in to block. Williams going deep, has a man wide open to the 25, to the 20-yard line, and a first down for the Crusaders.
Straight post from the left receiver, right down the field, breaks it to the goalpost inside of the field, and the ball's, it looked like the Cedar Cliff defender was not expecting that route. He sort of slowed down, and the ball was put right on the money. Very well done here. You'll see it. Watch the defender. He's got a nice cushion, and he just lets him run by him. A no-no for a corner. You can't, in zone coverage, you cannot allow that to happen.
Howard Holton Jr. with the catch. It's a first down, and they give up the middle. Barnes maybe lost a half a yard. It'll be second down.
I'm assuming they were in zone on that play. I'm going to keep more of an eye on the corners for Cedar Cliff, and there a lot of cushion out there. They potentially could be playing some combination of a man zone because they're bumping the outside linebacker Hal to undercover the inside slot receiver.
Holton again to the near side, two receivers including Ruth far side. And the give is up the middle to the 15, to the 10, close to the 10-yard line. Actually, he's got to the 14. That's Jones Davis on the run.
And the reason it's tough to see each play if it is zone is because the safety for Cedar Cliff is over the top of the slot receiver as behind about 10 yards off. Hal is about 2 to 3 yards off the same receiver. It's difficult to judge, and it looks more like it very well may be as some type of man coverage by the Colts here.
Mark it across the 15 to the 14, 3rd and 3, and they stay in shotgun.
Usually like to run that stretch play. They're going to pass it.
Throws out to the flat. Intercepted! That's Amorian Autry.
Great break by Autry on that hitch route.
To the 40, to the 36-yard line.
What a play by the Colts. It was trying to throw the deep hitch to move the chains. You got to throw that on rhythm. If you throw, that ball was way across the field. The longer it stays in the air, Travis, the tougher it is to complete when you have a D-back trying to jump it, and he jumped it all right. Watch it here. There's number 7 for the Colts in live action.
Correction
celebrating with his teammates.
On the interception, Taiwan Bird.
Bird
with the interception. Tries to cut back against Williams and makes it to the 36. Give him about a 56-yard return, so one turnover for each team.
The young quarterback, Williams, first-year starter, even though he's a junior, he'll learn from that. But a great job making the tackle and eliminating the pick six.
Sechrist in motion. Hinton wants to throw, and they go underneath. Now that's Autry to the 34, 2 yards.
Really like the play by the Colts there. Safe under route. Even though they only got 2 yards, it's keeping the McDevitt defense off balance, whether it's run or pass. The play action plays by Cedar Cliff, if they can keep establishing the running game, which they did on the last series prior to the 4th and 2, it can be very helpful.
Hinton with Howell on his flank. Bringing a man in motion. Back to throw again. They throw to Howell. Incomplete. Almost an interception.
That was straight man. And Patrick Wright is lining up there and takes the flat away. But he saw his running back who he's covering go to the flat. He covered him very well. What Cedar Cliff was trying to do was sneak the back out of the backfield and hopefully have that linebacker not do a great job in coverage and get Hal the ball out in the perimeter, being able to turn up the right sidelines. It didn't work.
Heckard and Anastasi to the far side, along with Autry. They were throwing for Autry, incomplete.
It was a tight end, lined up Autry in the tight end spot, trying to hit a tight end screen, but they didn't have enough time to let it develop. Even though it's 4th and 8, you're in a spot where you probably don't want to punt because you're at the 34. Better off just going for it on 3rd and 4th and 8 now. Outside of field goal range, and a field goal really isn't going to do a whole lot of good anyway with that 21-point deficit here with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter.
I don't think Wyatt Easton has 50-yard range.
Correct.
Didn't get a chance to see him warm up earlier on today, so they're going to go for it. They got to get to the 26 for a first down.
The McDevitt kicker does have 50 yards range. We saw that last year.
Timeout. The play clock was down to 2, and they call timeout. We'll keep it here. So second straight possession that Cedar Cliff will go for it on 4th and 2. And we'll see what they dial up this time. They tried run on the last 4th down.
Aiden Gorella, the kicker for McDevitt, last year in the crazy overtime loss to Harrisburg. At the end of regulation, he had a low 50s kick in the 51, 52 range, and he actually went wide left. It looked like it was good. And forced overtime, which Harrisburg ended up pulling off the win by 2, making their 2-point conversion, which forced McDevitt after their touchdown to go for 2, and the pass was slightly overthrown by a fabulous 4-year quarterback from McDevitt, who's now at Kentucky and now has the state passing record for most yards in a career, breaking the record of the previous year of it was broken the previous year of Steel High's Andrew Irby.
That's right. I still had Evan Krakey from Lakeland in my head.
Oh, there you go.
from 20 years ago.
How about it?
All right, 4th down. 3 receivers far side. Howell in the backfield again. Motioning Anastasi here to the near side. Looking to throw under pressure. Throws to the far side. Caught. Touchdown. Isaiah Jones.
Great design. The inside receiver of the 2 runs a fly route against man-to-man coverage. And they set it up, and they're going for the home run on 4th and 8, and the ball was right on the money. Very nice pass and catch. Credit Hinton with putting that ball right where it needed to be.
34-yard touchdown. That's the good news. The bad news is he celebrated a little too much, so knock it back 15 yards.
Oh, my.
Will it be on the kickoff or the conversion? I think they've chosen the kickoff.
It's great to be excited. Who's not going to be excited on a big play? You got to limit your excitement and know you can't go overboard with all that celebration and the dances, and because it can cost your team.
So Wyatt Easton with a normal extra point attempt from 20 yards. And looks like we had, well, the kick hit the upright. We had a doink, but the doink doesn't count because McDevitt was offsides.
And that's a dead ball foul in high school. So that we couldn't hear the whistles there, but nonetheless, it was as soon as the defender jumps off sides in high school, it's dead ball, whistles blown. Now, if I'm Cedar Cliff, I'm going to the 1.5 and going for 2. Putting that ball, I don't think they're going to, but I think it's worth the opportunity to get an extra point on the board. Then again, a little risky.
They're going to keep everything the same. They declined the penalty, so Wyatt Easton will walk off his steps again.
Nicely
Kick
done.
is good. 8:02 left to go, first half. Cedar Cliff on the board. Crusaders lead 21-7 over the Colts on High School Sports Live on the Pennsylvania Cable Network.
Award-winning Jack Gianvavo family dealerships have been growing for over 50 years. Now you can visit all 7 dealership locations throughout your county. At Jack Gianvavo, we understand family as we offer variety, style of vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Now we're expanding them choices and announcing Gianvavo Kia, Gianvavo Mitsubishi. Jack Gianvavo invites you to come experience the Gianvavo difference.
So the drive started thanks to the interception by Taiwan Bird. He brought it back to the 36 and ends up being a 34-yard touchdown pass from Jalen Hinton to Isaiah Jones. Now the celebration afterwards knocks it back 15 yards, so the kickoff will be from the 25-yard line.
I'm sure Coach Gillen addresses this with his team. He's an experienced coach. It just really, really hurts you, especially against a skilled team like McDevitt who can change possession of the field in a moment.
To the 50, to the 45, and a big return.
Fumble.
Ish Palmer fumbled.
And it is out.
And Cedar Cliff gets it back. Wow.
Just when we're ready to say McDevitt has turned the field, they have the ball inside the 40 of the Colt. Oh, now we have penalty flags all over the place. Something unsportsmanlike here happened. Nonetheless, it's going to be Cedar Cliff football either way. Huge play for Cedar Cliff.
So we'll see.
Did you see anything, Travis, over there? It's so far away from our press box.
Seeing a lot of jawing. A lot of jawing. Both way.
Maybe we'll see it offsetting both ways.
So the flag was thrown at the 39. That's where the turnover will take place. So 2 personal fouls on Cedar Cliff. So from the 38 goes 15 to the 23. And then the second one will most likely be half the distance. So down to the
oh my goodness
11.
We just talked about it. The kickoff was being kicked. Keeping your composure. Both sides lose their composure, but more so on the Cedar Cliff side. And there you have it right here. We're watching it. Can't do that. Point blank.
So 5 penalties, 52 yards for Cedar Cliff, and the drive instead of the 38 starts on the 11. Hinton going to throw up a home run ball, and incomplete. Anastasi being covered by Shahid Clement.
You mentioned instead of having the ball on the 38, I'm going to go a step further. How about instead of having the ball on the McDevitt 47, had you not had the first penalty in the end zone prior to right after the touchdown? I hate to harp on it, but these are little things, hidden yardage that can really, really hurt a football team.
42 yards in penalties after the touchdown for Cedar Cliff. So with the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10, back at their own, just off a little ahead of the 11 to the 12. Hinton under center again.
Here comes Hal.
Howell, right side, loses a yard, back to the 10. It's a 3rd and 11 as Cedar Cliff continues to go backwards. Beaver comes out. Isaiah Jones comes back in. Also, Will White comes back out. So they go with the receivers here as Jaden Heckard 5, Isaiah Jones 3, Owen Anastasi 2. Sechrist at tight end to the far side with Howell in the backfield with Hinton. Hinton looking to throw, under pressure. Has to get rid of it, doesn't. Sacked at the 5.
Nobody was open. I like the fact that Hinton knew enough not to put the ball up for grabs and risk a turnover. He eluded the pocket, moved to the left, eluded the rush a little bit out of the pocket, and stepped up. Didn't have anybody, and the McDevitt front four is just too quick, and they're right there. With another rusher coming off the edge, a linebacker coming off the edge there to make a great play, and now you're in a tough punting situation.
So Sechrist, the left-footed punt, aims it away, and it's actually going to be taken on the run. 39 down to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, to the 1.
What a great job of the return man once again.
That's Ish Palmer.
Palmer, he sprinted. That punt was nowhere near him, and he sprinted. If we can get an end zone shot of that play, he sprinted to that ball. The ball almost went out of bounds. He was able to scoop it up. That's how you coach the punt returners. The good ones do it. They think that they can get to anything. Watch it here. Okay, we're back to live action.
So from the 1, Ish Palmer, who had the fumble that led to the last Cedar Cliff drive, made up for it. Took it at the 39, went 38. And touchdown, McDevitt.
If we can get a replay at some point of that punt return from an end zone look where we're able to see the punt returner from when the ball was snapped and kicked and watch the hustle that he makes to get to that ball and scoot up those sidelines. So here's the touchdown.
Nazir Jones Davis, 1-yard run.
Gonna have trouble getting a good angle of that return, but nonetheless, fabulous job.
Kick is up, kick is good. 1 play, 1-yard drive. 6:03 left to go in the first half. Crusaders 28, Colts 7 on High School Sports Live on the Pennsylvania Cable Network.
Discover the power of local expertise with global reach at Landmark Commercial Realty. Serving South Central Pennsylvania for over 3 decades, we are proud members of TCN Worldwide, connecting you to over 200 markets globally. Whether you're looking for retail, industrial, office, or investment properties, our team provides sound, honest advice tailored to your needs. Trust Landmark Commercial Realty to navigate the complexities of commercial real estate with confidence. Visit landmarkcr.com and leverage our global expertise for your local success.
28-7, Bishop McDevitt up on Cedar Cliff. Let's show you the replay now. This is Ish Palmer. He took it on the run, and he had as easy an alley as you can make.
But you saw where he picked the ball up, right along the sidelines. Most punt returners say, that's not for me, get away, I'm not going to get that. He sprinted to that. I'm repeating myself from earlier, but he sprinted to the ball, and you love players that hustle like that on special teams.
Tywan Bird was the first man to touch him at the 2-yard line.
Wow. And it's tough to cover. You're in a tight punt because you're punting out of your own end zone. It's tough to get a lot of coverage out there if you're the kicking team.
Aiden Grella, is he going to put this one in the end zone? Yes, he is. So bring it out to the 20.
Grella once again rolls into the end zone for the touchback as Anastasi lets it roll. 1st and 10 now for the Colts upcoming on
from the 20.
20-yard line.
No game next week for High School Sports Live. We are off next week. We are back in 2 weeks as we will travel to East Pennsboro for West Perry and East Pennsboro. 7 o'clock game time on September 26th on Penn Live, and then a replay Saturday night, September 27th on PCN. Bad snap, but Howell takes it 20-25. Flag on the play.
Nice job getting around the corner there by Howell, reading that and getting outside, but we have an offensive lineman against the defender for away from the play on the right side.
That's a hold.
Yep.
So 6 penalties, 62 yards for Cedar Cliff. So now it'll be 1st and 20. Back at their own 10. Autry lines up again at tight end. Beaver also in there as the H-back. Howell goes up the middle this time, has some room, and makes back about 6 yards. So 2nd and 14.
Takes the carry. He's brought down on the play by Mars. Gets up to the 60.
You take away the bad snap that Howell had last week in their game against Central Dauphin East, and he had 130 yards of offense.
Oh, we're going to run way back and jump on it.
Yes. He's going to be hard-pressed to get 100 yards tonight against this Bishop McDevitt defense. Jack Giambalvo halftime report coming up at the conclusion of this quarter. Howell this time goes to the right. He wants to throw. He wants to throw, and incomplete.
Howell takes the direct snap. Moves over to the far sideline. Ball goes out of bounds, but it will back up the Colts.
So if it's a fumble, it went out of it's an incomplete pass. That's what we thought.
So they're going to go back to the original line of scrimmage.
So 3rd and 14.
Everybody knows Hoffman has it. Did you know Hoffman has even more? There's the fully stocked Hoffman Ford Parts and Accessories Department, the Hoffman state-of-the-art collision facility, confidence in our ultra-modern service facility, peace of mind with master technicians, satisfaction with low prices.
3rd down.
Do I really need to say
16.
it again? Hoffman has it.
Only at Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
19-yard line, and it'll be 4th down.
Bringing up another punt situation on 4th and long for the Colts. Still with 4.5 minutes to go, which is enough time for McDevitt to try to get another score. Their field goal, they haven't had an attempted field goal yet, but they're very, very efficient at it with the leg of Gorilla.
Every time you say Gorella's name, I'm tempted to think back of Roy Girella to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, how about it? Number 1?
10.
10, that's right, 10.
Sechrist.
Oh, my.
And he punts it to his sideline, and it'll be... Got a very generous... Got a generous spot. It hit Otero, who's number 26. It hit him at the 33. They spotted it at the 35. So they gave him 2 yards.
Roy Girella, as you see the punt to the left sideline, Roy Girella, what I remember him most for, 2 things. Missing the field goal in the Super Bowl against the Cowboys, and Cliff Harris coming up and hitting him on the helmet, and Jack Lambert taking Cliff Harris and throwing him to the ground, and the refs never called a penalty.
Yes, they did.
Which I can't blame him, because I liked what Jack Lambert did sticking up for his teammate. And the other one was him recovering his own onside kick, kicking it straight ahead a few years later.
Give this time is to LaRue, and he gets up to the 35. So keep the same line of scrimmage.
Nice tackle by linebacker Aiden Arias. I know this sounds crazy. They are in field goal range, a potential attempted a field goal. It would be of around 52 yards at this point.
Mark it back 17 yards. Usually it's 7 yards from the snap to the placement, and then another 10 yards through the end zone. So get everybody in place here. Play clock at 6. Williams back to throw. Hitches, fakes. He's going to take it himself. No, he runs. He's got a man wide open. Touchdown, Ish Palmer.
When you have that much time to throw, it's extremely difficult to cover for that length of time. Oh, now we have another unsportsmanlike the other way. Did he spike it?
He did.
Four-man rush, keeping him in the pen, but the defensive end on the left there overran it. Allowed the quarterback to step up. Oh, no, it's all the stuff afterwards. It's the dancing afterwards, similar to what we saw in the opposite corner for Cedar Cliff.
They'll take it on the kickoff.
That's why they call it excessive celebration.
Grella?
They don't mind if you celebrate a little bit with your teammates, you get excited, but the extra dancing, not going to tolerate it.
Yeah, this isn't the NFL. Extra point is good. 3:35 left to go in the second quarter. Crusaders 35, Colts 7 on High School Sports Live and the Pennsylvania Cable Network.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
Two plays, 35 yards after the punt. And that drive only took 48 seconds. It's 35-7. Bishop McDevitt now mark off another 15 yards for the excessive celebration.
Travis, we say to all Pee Wee football players around the nation, all pony players, all midget players, all junior high players, all JV players, all varsity players, and all college athletes, football players. I know you watch the NFL, and I know you see all this stuff happen after a touchdown, after interception, this, that, and the other, but you can't do that. And that's the tough part. All their idols their top-of-the-game idols are doing it and are allowed to do it. It's within the rules, but it's not allowed at any other level.
Let's put it this way. If you're playing on concrete or pavement, go ahead and do it. But if you're on grass or AstroTurf, don't do it.
How about it? Hopefully he's not hurt.
Yeah, that was a hard tackle on Jaden Heckard. Dropped at the 31, and he hasn't moved since.
Moved his upper body just a little bit right there, twinged a little bit, but he got hit in the legs. I think is it Autry?
That is Jaden Heckard.
Heckard. Number 5, Heckard.
So while they tend to him, we'll take a break. 3:30 to go, second quarter. Bishop McDevitt up 35-7.
Senior moments. They're not about what's been lost. They're about everything you've gained. With Capital Blue Cross Medicare, you're covered to go all in on more senior moments. And when playtime's over, giving them back can be a senior moment too.
They're all yours.
More coverage, more benefits, less hassle. Capital Blue Cross Medicare.
Jack Giambalvo halftime report coming up in just a moment. Jaden Heckard, a 5'8", 165 senior.
Oh, you hate to see this. We saw it last week. Very unfortunate injury by one of CD's star skill guys. He did it on defense. That was the second play of the game.
Yes.
And never returned. You don't know the severity of that. A few weeks ago, we saw it in the McDevitt-Harrisburg game. Harrisburg star running back and defender Mickens, he goes down. He does not return. And I don't believe he played last week in the thrilling overtime victory Harrisburg had at State College. Just so unfortunate. Kids work so hard, play aggressively, sell out their bodies, and occasionally you're going to get this, and hopefully it's nothing too serious.
Yeah, the suddenness of all of it can be shocking as well, because it only takes a certain amount of force for a body part to let you down, and especially when it comes to the knee and anything from the knee down, that can be tough. Going to try and get him up gingerly.
He's a really good skill guy, too. He's been having a heck of a season so far as a senior.
While he is down, we're going to take another break here on High School Sports Live on the Pennsylvania Cable Network. 35-7, Bishop McDevitt up on Cedar Cliff. Back after this.
Tucked away on 34 private acres in York County, historic Shady Lane is the perfect outdoor wedding experience, providing historic cobblestone backdrops, forests, gardens, and a gorgeous glass greenhouse. Your wedding day will be easy and as stress-free as possible with our suites to get ready on site. Multiple ceremony options, a separate cocktail hour area, a tented reception space, and more. A wedding coordinator is included in your package to make your experience effortless. You can inquire at historicshadylane.com for more information.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Well, Heckard was walking off the field. His teammates now bringing him off to the applause of his Colt fans. And they're going to bring him right to the bench, and just like that, we're back at play from the 30-yard line. Beaver goes in motion again. Howell takes it and runs right into big number 73, Ja'Kai Logan, biggest man on the field at 290 pounds.
Now, what made this Wildcat originally? I'm not saying it was the first to ever do it, but the ones that really, the college game that really made it was the Arkansas Razorbacks. But not only did they have the awesome running back, they had a motion man who was flying around the corner, a very good skill that they could hand it off to that. It forced the defense to cover sideline to sideline. Now, Hal is able to bounce it if he did bounce it earlier, but it's tough for Cedar Cliff without having another fake. It's just him. It's just he. And there it is. What are we talking about?
Flag.
Now they're coming back, but that was an ability to get the ball and try to get the corner. But with that motion man that can fly to that corner, it can allow the Wildcat back, in this case Hal, to run directly north and south and potentially get more running lanes.
Another holding penalty. Good job on Sechrist, though, to lead blocking. He was in the side on the side of Howell in the backfield, and he was pretty much the lead blocker. Here it is again. There, lead block, and the hold was on the backside of the play. So back to the 20. Now 2nd and 21. Got to get to the, make it second and 21. Got to get to the 41 for a first down. 3 receivers far side, 5 on the play clock. Anastasi coming in motion, hitting back to throw. Looking right, trying the fly pattern, and incomplete. They were looking for, and we get a flag.
And a good flag. There was holding out there in that man-to-man defense. It was a similar route to the 4th and 8 that was the touchdown for Cedar Cliff. They're way back in their own territory, but same basic thing. The outside receiver runs a hitch, inside receiver goes deep. Or an under route for the outside. There it is. Inside receiver on the fly route.
So this time it's defensive pass interference, and that's going to be an automatic first down. Or is it? No, it's not an automatic first down. That's right. So 2nd and 6 now.
Darren McFadden was the number 5, was the running back they would put at the Wildcat spot, and then they had Felix Jones. I believe it was number 1, but I'm not positive. And he would come in motion, and they'd put that mesh, and sometimes McFadden would give it, sometimes he'd keep it, and it was electrifying. And defenses weren't used to it either.
Hinton rolling to the left, has a man, and it's complete to Will White to the 50 and out of bounds.
Love the execution there. Little counter boot. You fake the counter handoff. You got the back in the flat. We'll see the replay here. Fabulous, really well executed. Here it is. Watch the fullback. He gets in the flat. You fake to the tailback going the opposite way, and quarterback gets the edge. Can run or pass. Either one would have probably worked there. He puts the ball right in the stomach of the fullback in the flat, and big positive yardage up the sideline.
Taiwan Bird on the far side with Jones and Anastasi. Hinton has the shovel pass up the middle to Howell. And he's going to, actually, that's Otero, and Otero drags about 5 guys 9 yards.
It was going the opposite way last week. Otero did the same thing. It wasn't a shovel pass, it was a straight handoff, but the second effort by this tough, hard-nosed backup running back. Otero is a senior running back, and I'll tell you what, he's a nice combination there to get upfield to complement Hal.
2nd and 1, Otero. And instead of going forward, he goes sideways and backwards. He's going to lose 1.5 yards.
And it wasn't his fault. McDevitt was penetrating through that line and got him right when he got a step after getting the football.
So back to 3rd and 3. 4 down territory still for Cedar Cliff. Now they got to watch the clock. We're under a minute here.
Yeah, they got to get moving. It's 3rd and short, but the clock's down almost to 50 seconds. 15 on the play clock, and they're taking their time.
And they only have 1 timeout, down to 10 on the play clock. Anastasi comes in motion, flag.
Oh, my.
False start.
Took 36 seconds of the 40-second play clock with the clock moving, and then never were able to get the snap off anyway. And sometimes that's just beyond your control as a coach. But you got to hurry them along a little. You want to get the right play in. You had motion, a lot of moving parts. It's difficult getting 11 guys to do exactly what you want. Guys are trying to line up, as you see here. Motion the whole way across the field. It's a tough one. We're back to coming back here to live action.
And the clock is running again. We're down to 30 seconds. Anastasi in motion. Hinton back to throw. Throws a slant route, and
great
it's complete.
Execution.
Taiwan Bird. He's gone. He's gone. Touchdown.
Great pass and catch by the Colts, and I love the execution, but the play, the draw up of the play, getting a receiver on a basically what you would call potential pick play, which is illegal if there's contact by the outside. We'll see it on the replay if there was actual contact. We'll get back to replay after this extra point, but it was the receivers up to the right side of the formation, the top of your screen, and the ball was put right on the money by Hinton.
47-yard touchdown. And
right through.
The extra point is blocked. No good. We will keep it here.
Great job by Smith, the senior. Here you see it. The outside receiver comes right off, and it comes right off the inside receiver going out. It's a natural rub route or pick play, and as long as the inside receiver doesn't put his hands up and intentionally make contact, let's see. It's just out of the screen there for us. I don't think he did make contact. The defender went under the receiver, which makes it extremely difficult to make that play, and well executed. It's a great play against man.
Taiwan Bird with the touchdown. Extra point blocked. So 19.9 seconds to go here, which it's plenty of time for McDevitt if they get a good return here. They have all 3 of their timeouts. But what a pass by Hinton. The timing was perfect.
Those are pass plays that you have to rep in practice. You don't need your line there, but you have to have those receivers working together, because the tighter the receiver on the outside can come to his teammate, create a natural pick. The defender can't get through there, and it's a great rub route, and you can get big plays off of it, as you saw the Colts do right there.
McDevitt had 12 guys on the field. Did they call timeout to... No timeout was called, so kick, and it's going to go out of bounds.
Now, here are the choices here. You can take it where it went out, which you're not going to do, obviously, because you can take it all the way up to the 35, or you can make them kick it again. If I'm McDevitt, I'm saying, hey, no, back them up 5, kick it again, because we have a return team. This can get us in field position if we do.
See what Coach Wechter says.
Because their kick return team is a force.
Or are they going to go, it's going to be kickoff out of bounds.
Definitely make them re-kick if you're Jeff Wechter.
Re-kick.
And I'm sure that would potentially be his thought. Yep, they're going to make them re-kick. Here it is.
All right, so 9 penalties, 82 yards for Cedar Cliff now, as we'll back it up to the 30-yard line and 35-yard line, and Wyatt Easton will get his left foot ready to go to kick off again.
The idea of what they tried there, Cedar Cliff, I thought was a good idea. Not kicking to the deep guy, but it just trickled out of bounds at the end. But it was in a decent place. Sometimes the ball goes a little bit farther to the left than you expect on that. But I would prefer if I'm Cedar Cliff, prefer the squib again.
So the returners are guarding at the numbers here. So the return comes to the 21 and brought down at the 37. So they, in essence, they lose 4 seconds. They pick up 2 yards. Ish Palmer brings it back to the 37.
That was Sam Kocher, a freshman on the kick coverage team. Very nicely done. He plays linebacker on defense.
So the one play I don't expect to see right now is a knee. I don't expect to see the victory formation. I expect what I thought. 3 wide receivers, man in the backfield.
What else did you expect from the Colts, though, on the other side of it?
That's true.
Prevent defense, and they're back.
Oh, yes. They got 7 guys more than 3 yards back,
Oh,
but they
we
do
get the
take the
knee.
knee. They do take the knee. All right. So the clock will run out on the first half, and it is a 3-score lead for Bishop McDevitt.
7 touchdowns in the first half.
35-13. Bishop McDevitt leads Cedar Cliff at halftime. The Jack Giambalvo halftime report comes your way next.
Advanced Hoops is offering fall intensity classes, and we're excited because we have a lot of cutting-edge drills that we're adding to the training format this year. They're going to help players get ready for the season.
This is our change of direction drill, also known as the Slocum drill, that we will focus on this fall. We have the kids quick in and out, an explosion out of their cuts. Watch me as I demonstrate, like Superman. This is our lateral drill, our one-leg lateral drill, which focuses on singling out one leg for power and explosion to the goal. This next drill you're going to see is our defensive alternating hands drill, which allows the players to move from side to side while switching hands with a cone, which in a game will simulate you're switching hands to hands and also opening up and changing direction for help side defense.
Here's a drill I really like. It's called Wooten layups. Basically, inside hand attack in the rim. So when you're attacking from the left side, you're going to use your inside right hand for a layup and extend toward the basket. When on your right elbow, you're going to extend, stretch in with the left hand. This will often allow you to get a shot off and beat a defender to the basket using your inside hand. All intensity program is going to be awesome. As you can see, there's a lot of cutting edge drills that our coaches are excited to teach. It ranges from ball handling drills to strength, upper, lower body explosion drills, working on layups with opposite hands. You name it, we're gonna do it this fall, and we're gonna prepare the kids for the season. Kids that do our 10-week fall program, fall intensity will have an advantage. Sign up today.
Award-winning Jack Gianvavo family dealerships have been growing for over 50 years. Now you can visit all 7 dealership locations throughout your county. At Jack Gianvavo, we understand family as we offer variety, style of vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Now we're expanding them choices and announcing Gianvavo Kia, Gianvavo Mitsubishi. Jack Gianvavo invites you to come experience the Gianvavo difference.
Senior moments. They're not about what's been lost. They're about everything you've gained. With Capital Blue Cross Medicare, you're covered to go all in on more senior moments. And when playtime's over, giving them back can be a senior moment too.
They're all yours.
More coverage, more benefits, less hassle. Capital Blue Cross Medicare.
Everybody knows Hoffman has it. Did you know Hoffman has even more? There's the fully stocked Hoffman Ford Parts and Accessories Department, the Hoffman state-of-the-art collision facility, confidence in our ultra-modern service facility, peace of mind with master technicians, satisfaction with low prices.
Do I really need to say it again? Hoffman has it.
Only at Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Pac Financial, founded by Joseph Marazzo Sr. in 1972. The tradition has continued for years, with son Steve Marazzo spanning 3 generations as Christian Marazzo is taking the life insurance division to the next level.
Christian has a very unique ability to communicate the various options available to our customers.
We help a lot of people with pre-existing conditions, from final expense all the way from, permanent to term insurance.
Reach out to Pac Financial and set up a fact-finding meeting with Christian Marazzo. He will answer all your questions from pre-existing conditions, long-term care, to variations of permanent and term life insurance options. Don't wait. Get peace and clarity by connecting with Pac Financial at 564-6400. Call today or go to pacfinancialfirst.com.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
Halftime as the Cedar Cliff Band is on the field entertaining the home folks. 35-13, Bishop McDevitt leading here at halftime over Cedar Cliff, and a whole lot of offense for Bishop McDevitt as we expected here in the first half.
Without a doubt, they mixed up the run and the pass very well, kept Cedar Cliff's defense pretty much off balance for a lot of that, and resulted in 5 touchdowns, including that great punt return, which basically set up an easy 1-yard score.
It's going to be deceiving when we see the numbers here. 2 turnovers for Bishop McDevitt, one resulting in a touchdown, but the other one then resulted in a whole bunch of penalties for Cedar Cliff, which followed up by a 38-yard punt return down to the 1. Yeah. Ish Palmer had one of those up and down halves. He had the fumble which led to the Cedar Cliff drive, but then he redeemed himself with a 38-yard punt return, which got him down to the 1. So he had his ups and downs. Bishop McDevitt had their ups and downs pretty much, but the
and we have 2 whole quarters of football left.
Yes.
We're only halfway through this one.
Let's take a look at the highlights here from the first half, and we'll get to stats in just a moment. As it's the scoring started off early with Maurice Barnes, going off to the left side and outracing everyone.
Great vision, good burst.
And then Jerome LaRue, he goes up the middle. Beautiful. They were calling touchdown, but when he got to the 20-yard line. Bad break for Cedar Cliff led to an interception. Austin Mack with the return for the touchdown. That made it 21-0.
Really good tip drill, interception and return.
Cisco halftime highlights continue here as the touchdown is made for Cedar Cliff by Isaiah Jones. And then here's that 1-yard run we were talking about. That made it 28-7. Another touchdown here coming up as Sebastian Williams looks, and then finds Ish Palmer. Touchdown made it 35-7, and then one more touchdown. Beautiful slant pattern. The timing was just right, and Taiwan Bird goes the distance to make it 35-13. So Cedar Cliff got on the board last year. We were surprised that McDevitt took a knee to end the first half. They had 20 seconds on the clock. As far as the second half goes, we've seen Cedar Cliff try a little bit of everything. The Wildcat was kind of working. The passing game was working a little better for them. Do you see a 50-50 balance here, or maybe even a little more passing here in the second half?
I think you need to still be able to have a little bit of a running game, basically with Hal, your tailback, and 26 does a nice job as the backup. But, yeah, you got to connect on some passes, most likely, because down 3 scores, you still got to be able to stop McDevitt on the other side. So if you take your time running the football and chewing clock and your defense is strong, you might be able to get back in the game. It's going to be a tough one for Cedar Cliff, but I'm sure they're not going to quit.
Halftime stats, we'll have those coming for you up here in just a sec. While we wait for them, we can tell you that McDevitt, 203 yards of total offense, most of them coming through the air, 140 yards. 112 yards for Cedar Cliff, most of that coming through the air at 83 yards. Cedar Cliff, though, committing a few more penalties than they would want to right now.
Those 15 unsportsmanlikes add up, and they can't afford that. We've talked about that. I'm sure Coach Gillen's going to address that at halftime. I'm sure he addressed it this week.
And 2 turnovers, like we said, the 1 turnover for Cedar Cliff. Halftime stats, thank you very much to Landmark Realty Services. We are at the half. It's Bishop McDevitt leading Cedar Cliff 35-13. Third quarter action coming up in just a moment here on High School Sports Live, PennLive, and the Pennsylvania Cable Network.
Award-winning Jack Gianvavo family dealerships have been growing for over 50 years. Now you can visit all 7 dealership locations throughout your county. At Jack Gianvavo, we understand family as we offer variety, style of vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Now we're expanding them choices and announcing Gianvavo Kia, Gianvavo Mitsubishi. Jack Gianvavo invites you to come experience the Gianvavo difference.
Senior moments. They're not about what's been lost. They're about everything you've gained. With Capital Blue Cross Medicare, you're covered to go all in on more senior moments. And when playtime's over, giving them back can be a senior moment too.
They're all yours.
More coverage, more benefits, less hassle. Capital Blue Cross Medicare.
Everybody knows Hoffman has it. Did you know Hoffman has even more? There's the fully stocked Hoffman Ford Parts and Accessories Department, the Hoffman state-of-the-art collision facility, confidence in our ultra-modern service facility, peace of mind with master technicians, satisfaction with low prices.
Do I really need to say it again? Hoffman has it.
Only at Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford. just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
Pac Financial, founded by Joseph Marazzo Sr. in 1972. The tradition has continued for years, with son Steve Marazzo spanning 3 generations as Christian Marazzo is taking the life insurance division to the next level.
Christian has a very unique ability to communicate the various options available to our customers.
We help a lot of people with pre-existing conditions, from final expense all the way from, permanent to term insurance.
Reach out to Pac Financial and set up a fact-finding meeting with Christian Marazzo. He will answer all your questions from pre-existing conditions, long-term care, to variations of permanent and term life insurance options. Don't wait. Get peace and clarity by connecting with Pac Financial at 564-6400. Call today or go to pacfinancialfirst.com.
Tucked away on 34 private acres in York County, historic Shady Lane is the perfect outdoor wedding experience, providing historic cobblestone backdrops, forests, gardens, and a gorgeous glass greenhouse. Your wedding day will be easy and as stress-free as possible with our suites to get ready on site. Multiple ceremony options, a separate cocktail hour area, a tented reception space, and more. A wedding coordinator is included in your package to make your experience effortless. You can inquire at historicshadylane.com for more information. Discover the power of local expertise with global reach at Landmark Commercial Realty. Serving South Central Pennsylvania for over 3 decades, we are proud members of TCN Worldwide, connecting you to over 200 markets globally. Whether you're looking for retail, industrial, office, or investment properties, our team provides sound, honest advice tailored to your needs. Trust Landmark Commercial Realty to navigate the complexities of commercial real estate with confidence. Visit landmarkcr.com and leverage our global expertise for your local success.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
Advanced Hoops is offering fall basketball training, and it is the best around. Charlie Fortney and his staff will build confidence over 9 weeks. Players of all ages from 6 years old to high school will get to play 1-on-1, 3-on-3, 5-on-5 while going through a skill factory that will sharpen each player's game. The fall rumble and training schedule is at advancedhoops.com or call 717-657-2620. That's 717-657-2620. 9 weeks of Advanced Hoops training, and your player will be ready for the winter basketball season. Reminder, we are off next week here on High School Sports Live. Next game coming up in Week 6, West Perry and East Pennsboro. Mustangs and the Panthers, 7 o'clock live on Penn Live, 2 weeks from now on Friday, September 26th, with the replay on Pennsylvania Cable Network Saturday, September 27th. And you can also go to PennLive.com to catch the archive of that game, this game, and all of the other games that we have for you here through our partnership with PennLive.com. Thank you so much, PennLive.com, for your assistance with High School Sports Live this season. And don't forget basketball season, like we just mentioned. Less than 2 months away, believe it or not. Both teams back on the field right now. Fort Chapman back here in the booth with me. I'm Travis Sparks. Great to have you with us, with Kaylee Edwards directing things tonight and the entire Invicta team. Some other stats from the first half. First downs, McDevitt with 8, Cedar Cliff with 4. Bishop McDevitt only attempted 1 third down in the first half, and it ended up being intercepted and returned for a touchdown. Cedar Cliff was 0 for their first 5 third downs. The last of their third downs ended up being the touchdown. McDevitt, no fourth down attempts, and Cedar Cliff with 1 for 2, and that one ended up being a touchdown. So that accounts for the 2 touchdowns for Cedar Cliff. They missed the extra point on the second touchdown, and it is 35-13. Cedar Cliff trailing Bishop McDevitt. They still give both teams an additional 3 minutes on the clock once they come out from the halftime break.
Travis, what I was saying to you at the on our halftime show, it's one thing you got to do as a Cedar Cliff coaching staff. What do we need to do offensively to put more points on the board? 13's a decent number at half, but we're still down 3 touchdowns. On the other side of it, we got to say, what are we going to do to limit this high-powered McDevitt offense, who has a first-year quarterback who is playing as a junior extremely well, minus the picks, the interception. But if Cedar Cliff can get some breaks on the balls, get a turnover or 2, and also generate some points, they could get back in this football game.
Counting the plays here, McDevitt ran a grand total of 18 offensive plays, resulting in 35 points. One of those was one of the scores with a defensive touchdown. So 28 points on 18 offensive plays for Bishop McDevitt.
One other thing that I can guarantee you was brought up by Coach Gillen at halftime to his squad. We cannot lose the penalty battle. We talk about turnovers being important, but we can't afford to have these 15-yard field position changing penalties. And a lot of it's just self-control, quite honestly. And McDevitt got the same thing in the end zone after there's one score. That's self-control. You can't let the team down by individual isms that are going to cost your squad.
Cedar Cliff won the toss. They elected to defer to the second half, so they get the benefits of the third quarter kickoff here. Grella, did that too.
Oh, you caught yourself. He's ready to say, you say Roy. Go ahead and say Roy.
Yeah,
Roy Grella.
Roy Grella, number 10 for the Steelers. Yes.
The old-timers listening know that name well. Do you remember the onside kick that he kicked it straight ahead and he recovered it as the kicker? 10, 11 yards in front of him, right when it crossed the 10-yard.
Was that Super Bowl 10 or 13?
No, that was a regular season game.
That was regular season.
I'm almost positive. It wasn't a Super Bowl.
So Grella, and it goes into the end zone.
The Jack Lambert with the Cliff Harris, that was the first.
10.
Yeah, it was first of the 2 Super Bowls. It was the 75, what was it, 75 season, 76 Super Bowl?
So that was 75. That was the second.
Yeah.
Because they won 9 against Minnesota.
21-17, I believe it was. The
Correct.
First one, then 35-31, they beat the Cowboys in the Rose Bowl.
They won 16-6 against Minnesota in Super Bowl 9, and then Super Bowl
31-19?
Exactly.
Over the Rams?
Yes. Howell is going to take it and breaks free. 30,
Look at that effort.
35, out of bounds, 36, 37-yard line, first down.
That was not Cedar Cliff fans, that was not a 1996 highlight of Coy Wire.
Get it to the 37. 17 yards and a first down. 5th first down of the night for the Colts. And they go hurry up. Howell again cuts it up. Made a quick cut right at the line of scrimmage and got to the 40. That's a pickup of 3. So up to the 40.
Here's what Cedar Cliff is doing on this first possession of the second half. They are going in a double tight wing set. Every gap is covered, and they're just power running. They have an extra man because there's no quarterback to hand the ball off. They're snapping the ball right to the running back who's getting a lead blocker with Seacrest.
And there goes Howell again up to the 44.
It's very difficult to stop teams in these gaps as long as Cedar Cliff doesn't hurt themselves by getting the 5-yard illegal procedures, which put them behind the chains a few times in the first half, and keeps McDevitt on their heels. This is going to chew a lot of clock running at every play. But if he can get down the field and get in the end zone, it's a 2-score game.
Howell to the right, got the first down, gets the yardage up to the 48 into Bishop McDevitt territory.
What you're seeing is how he gets the snap. He reads the defense, and he just slightly, watch him hesitate for a moment until he sees his gap, and then he takes it. Watch this. Look and go. Generates, gets closer to three-quarter speed, and then hits the hole. Power running. You say, well, this guy's taking a lot of shots. Well, so did Earl Campbell. So did a lot of Jerome Bettis. We can go. Obviously, the Ravens running back right now, the former Titan. But you're punishing the defense. Every play, your line is pushing them back. You're making contact. The running backs hitting those linebackers and D-backs and pushing the pile back as they reset the play clock. And what you end up having is power football.
Howell off the left side to the 45. Make it the 44.
And you have D-backs, Travis, who are used to covering receivers. For all of a sudden, they're in on run plays trying to tackle some big, tough, hard-nosed running back for a 4 to 5 yard gain. Now, even though he only got 3 there, it puts them ahead of the chains. And remember, you have 4 downs when you run this offense to get 10 yards.
Howell had 36 yards on 12 carries in the first half. Second half, 5 carries, 36 yards.
Bingo.
Howell again. Hesitates and stays put at the 45.
Once again, there's no Felix Jones from Arkansas several decades ago running the jet sweep, potential jet sweep. So McDevitt's going to start jamming the line of scrimmage a little bit more, taking a few more chances. They're going to go with Cedar Cliff's going to go with the regular quarterback set now. Hal comes out to take a play breather. Play clock already down to 15. He's going to have to hustle to get the play in. Hitting this.
Otero back in as the fullback.
3 wide receiver set to the top, tight end to the bottom.
Hinton under pressure and sacked.
Not able to throw it up. Good play getting pressure there by the whole McDevitt defense.
51, Chris Thompson will get the sack.
There it is.
So
and you know what? You
punt
bend a little bit, and then you come up big, force the punt at midfield. You got to. If you're McDevitt, you're happy with that. Took 4 minutes off the clock and only allowed the team to get to midfield. If you're Cedar Cliff, you had some nice positives there. Just weren't able to keep the drive alive.
Blake Sechrist. Only time he's handled the ball tonight is to punt.
His last punt was not good. Shanked it off his left side of his foot.
That's much better. That's a rainmaker, and it takes a Cedar Cliff bounce to about the 13.
It actually helped Cedar Cliff that the ball wasn't a better, higher, longer punt because there's no return there.
So from the 13-yard line is where McDevitt will take over.
Bob Craig used to say, I'm not allowing a Robert Tate from Harrisburg, a Ripley Waters from McDevitt, a Lance Whiteside from McDevitt to get his hands on a punt. I'm going to kick it cautiously. We'll give up 5, 10, 15 yards and not get a long return against us. Play tough defense. Let's see if they can play the tough defense here in 2025.
Williams with the handoff off the far side to about the 15-yard line.
Strung it out. Good effort by Williams to get a little bit of positive yardage, but very good defense by the Colts against the run there.
We'll call Jones Davis with the catch that time, or rather the run, so 2nd down and 8. Sebastian Williams playing out of shotgun all night long. And the give again, and maybe a yard or two again.
2 running plays for the Crusaders here back deep in their territory. The positive of that, even though they got 3 yards in 2 plays, it just chews clock. And you have a 22-point lead. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see what they do on third. You expect a pass, but I wouldn't be surprised with a draw or a safe pass. Trips open, 4 wideouts, 3 to the bottom of the wide side, 1 to the short side. Screen.
Williams
Safe pass.
looks, throws, complete to Barnes. Does he have enough for a first down?
No, he stepped out.
No, at the 21-yard line, so McDevitt will end up punting.
Coach Wechter decided to go with the safe play, a screen to the running back. You'll see the running back slip out here.
So back to punt will be Aiden Grella.
Punt returner is given a lot of respect. 35 yards from the line of scrimmage. Should be able to fair catch this. You got to catch that. You got to catch it. He's a good athlete. You got to catch it. You just gave up 12 to 15 yards of field position by letting that hit the ground.
43 yards on the punt by Grella.
Anastasi's a heck of a football player. He has good hands. You got to fair catch that football. All the way up past the 40. Down to 45, actually. Almost near midfield.
So 35-yard line is where...
Watch it right here. Super booming high punt, not overly long. Plenty of room to go up and catch this ball. They lost 5, 10, 12 yards. 13 yards extra by not fielding the punt. Little things in football, very important.
First down, Cedar Cliff. They go under center, and nothing doing off the left side.
Is that Dawson on the tackle?
42 Dawson, smothered Otero.
His father did not play much defense, or if any defense for the Crusaders. You know why? He was a stud tailback, and they did not want to take chances of getting him hurt. Dave Dawson, phenomenal running back. You see his son taking on the block by the H-back, making the tackle. Fighting off the block, makes the tackle for a 2-yard loss.
So McDevitt now with a 5-man line. Now back to a 4-man line. They did have Zach Brown in there. Now he moved back to linebacker, and now here comes the rush, and incomplete. They were trying to hit Amari and Autry. He tried to one-hand it behind him, and it was incomplete.
You saw that under route by Autry earlier in the game that was tipped for a pick 6 for the Crusaders for their 3rd touchdown. Back to the dad, Dave Dawson. Played at the University of Buffalo, Jack's dad. Had a great career. Tough, hard-nosed football player. His son is right off dad's block. Very similar player. Scrappy, aggressive. Straight man on the outside here. You could get a big one here if you can get it. Hook up with it.
Hinton swarmed under.
When you play straight man with no free safety, you have an extra man in the box. You can rush that defender, and it's very difficult to pass protect. And you saw it right there for a huge double-digit loss.
10-yard loss. It goes as a run. So back to the 23, and Sechrist back into punt.
Is it the only the NFL that counts that in the pass stats?
Yes.
Okay. So that's a run in college as well for the stats. It's a 10-yard loss no matter what you call it, but the NFL will call that minus 10 out of the passing statistics if it was a pass. Oh, no.
And that goes off the left side again. Takes a bounce to the 46-yard line. A 23-yard punt, no return.
And McDevitt sets up field in really good field position in Colt territory. Now let's see if Coach Wechter elects to stay on the ground, throw a safe passes, or does he elect to let the quarterback wind it up and let one fly downfield?
Here come the Crusaders. Lost their first 2 games of the year. First to a team from Toronto, Canada at the York Rose Bowl, and then lost to Harrisburg, but then rebounded nicely against Chambersburg last week and up 22 here.
The Harrisburg game was a one-score game that very easily could have gone in their direction against a very good Cougar squad on the road.
4-yard run by Jerome LaRue. Gets up to past the 43, almost the 42.
What college football coach loved airing it out, especially in first half, first 3 quarters, and then down the stretch would run to chew clock with that big lead and milk the clock, keep possession, and win big football games. I'll give you a hint. He was a Heisman Trophy winner, and he coached a Heisman Trophy winner 30 years later.
Ooh. We'll have
exactly 30 years later.
We'll have that answer in just a moment as the run up the middle, close to first down yardage again, as LaRue takes it. Now they're going to mark his knee down at the 38.
Let's give some time for the viewers to try to figure that one out.
Or however much time it takes for their fingers to Google it on
No going on the phones out there. No going on the phones. That's coming right from the brain. We got to take it from the brain. Now, I'll give you another hint. This quarterback, when he was a player for this school, wore number 11. 30 years later, coaching in his alma mater, his quarterback that won the Heisman wore number 7, and they won the national title in that year.
Give again up the middle. LaRue, flag on the play. So clock will stop here as they figure out what happens as Jones Davis with the run, but it's going to be negated.
This is head official Jerry Hocker. Longtime Big Ten, then ACC official. This is his first year not doing ACC games. He's the assigner for the Mid-Penn. Also a basketball official, a great football official. In college, he's on the sideline as one of the sideline officials. He's not the white hat. But in the high school level, he often is the white hat, does a great job. Central Dauphin grad, 1984.
So 1st and 10 from the 27 after the 9th penalty on Cedar Cliff. Here's the give outside to Jones Davis. Nice scat move up to the 19-yard line, a gain of 8.
Jones Davis once again takes the handoff, back on the play by number 8, Don Allen. Tackle at the 20-yard line.
Here you'll see the replay. They have Dawson leading. No better situation to be in as an offensive play caller when it's 2nd and 1. Your whole playbook's available.
Dawson again at fullback.
Cedar Cliff has a lot of guys out of the box. The spread set.
Outside to Barnes. Close to a first down. We have not had a measurement tonight. Will this warrant one? They're saying 3rd down.
He has to get to the 18. They're saying it's not quite there.
So 3rd and not even 6 inches.
As that clock continues to tick, it's going to be under 2 minutes by the time. We have a quarterback under center for the Crusaders in an double tight flanker I set.
Williams gives outside, and the legs keep churning to the 15-yard line. It's enough for a first down.
We just saw a tailback ISO in 2025. Now we've had it from both teams tonight. Nice old school football on that play.
That's Jerome LaRue up to the 15. As they keep chewing up clock.
Pro I set this time.
Williams out of the pistol. Outside run. And the cut to about the 6 by LaRue.
When you have a speed back and you can get the ball deep to him in the backfield, and he has vision, which LaRue obviously does. He showed it on that cut to the right for the touchdown in the first quarter. Watch him decide to bounce, and then he just uses his speed. Nobody set the edge for the defense. Then a cut back in right there. Yep, to get the extra 3 yards.
He got 9. So 2nd again in less than 6 inches. Got to get to the 6 for a goal-to-go situation.
We're giving that ball to the tailback here.
Dawson moves now to the left side. And that offensive line just wills him to the 5-yard line and a first down. LaRue gets the first down. So the 9th play of the drive will be first and goal from the 5. They don't have to run another play, and that's what they're going to choose to do. We're going to go to the other end and get ready for the 4th quarter. No scoring in the 3rd quarter, but Bishop McDevitt on the drive, on the roll here as we get ready for the 4th quarter. 35-13, Bishop McDevitt leads Cedar Cliff on High School Sports Live on PennLive and PCN.
Discover the power of local expertise with global reach at Landmark Commercial Realty. Serving South Central Pennsylvania for over 3 decades, we are proud members of TCN Worldwide, connecting you to over 200 markets globally. Whether you're looking for retail, industrial, office, or investment properties, our team provides sound, honest advice tailored to your needs. Trust Landmark Commercial Realty to navigate the complexities of commercial real estate with confidence. Visit landmarkcr.com and leverage our global expertise for your local success. Tucked away on 34 private acres in York County, historic Shady Lane is the perfect outdoor wedding experience, providing historic cobblestone backdrops, forests, gardens, and a gorgeous glass greenhouse. Your wedding day will be easy and as stress-free as possible with our suites to get ready on site. Multiple ceremony options, a separate cocktail hour area, a tented reception space, and more. A wedding coordinator is included in your package to make your experience effortless. You can inquire at historicshadylane.com for more information.
9th play of the drive here for Bishop McDevitt, the 2nd time they've had the ball here in the 2nd half. We get quarter number 4 underway with a first and goal from the 5 and Sebastian Williams under center. The give to the outside, that's Jones Davis, touchdown.
Power left. Fullback went to kick out the end. There was nobody for him to really kick out. Back followed him in for the easy touchdown from the 5-yard line.
So the 9th play is the charm. 46-yard drive. Took 5:01 off the clock to make it a 28-point lead as Grella will try for the extra point. So soccer-style kicker.
He has potential at the next level. There is no doubt. Anybody with a leg like that?
It is good. Hits it out towards I-83, and it is 42-13. Timeout. We take a break as the Colts will receive the kickoff down 29 here in the 4th quarter on High School Sports Live and PennLive.com.
Award-winning Jack Gianvavo family dealerships have been growing for over 50 years. Now you can visit all 7 dealership locations throughout your county. At Jack Gianvavo, we understand family as we offer variety, style of vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Now we're expanding them choices and announcing Gianvavo Kia, Gianvavo Mitsubishi. Jack Gianvavo invites you to come experience the Gianvavo difference.
Well, Bishop McDevitt has made it look easy on the field, which means it's going to be hard for Coach Chapman and I to figure out a player of the game, a Hoffman Ford player of the game. Also in the postgame, we'll have the Pack Financial play of the game, part of the Capital Blue Cross postgame report coming up following our game. Brella steps it off, and he's going to try and get it again between the 5-yard line and the goal line. This kickoff team has done excellently tonight. And it goes to the end zone. A smart move. Smart move by Cedar Cliff by Ramir Weaver to let it go into the end zone, and it's first down at the 20. Again, no game next week for High School Sports Live. We are off next week. We will be with you again in 2 weeks on September 26th for West Perry at East Pennsboro. Live from Enola Friday night on Penn Live, and then replay same weekend on Saturday night at 7 on the Pennsylvania Cable Network and PCNTV.com. Pass incomplete. Will White was the intended receiver. Hinton was a little off balance as he tried to throw that.
Yeah, he was off. Good point. He had him. Had it, and it was a play that they have run to success earlier in the game. Wide open, rolling to his right. I know Hinton's not 100%. I think it's his left hand that's bothering him. He's a right-handed thrower. He's got to complete that. He just got to run towards your target, follow through at your target. Can help you there.
He's trying to throw it over to Ron Dennis, the 6'1" defensive lineman. They went with the fullback up to the 21-yard line. That is 20, Will White, the intended receiver on the last play. So 3rd and 9 now for the Colts.
Probably one of the best fullback-tailback tandems for Cedar Cliff in history of the school. Let's go back to 1994 when Coy Wire was a sophomore. He was the fullback. Sam Brindley was a senior, and Mid-Penn offensive player, he was the tailback. And that was a great 1-2 punch. That team lost to Cumberland, lost to Chambersburg 13-6 early at Chambersburg. Shovel pass.
Shovel to Howell and swarmed under after 2 yards.
The best team in Chambersburg school history was 1994, in my opinion. Tony Cleary was a senior. They were loaded with talent. They beat Cedar Cliff at Chambersburg by 13-6, I want to say it was. Later in the season, they're beating Cumberland Valley at Cumberland Valley the majority of the game. Cumberland Valley runs a buck sweep to slot, breaks it, scores a few plays later, and beats Cumberland in a tight game. Cedar Cliff finishes the season 8-2, no playoffs. 4 teams in the playoffs. Such a shame. That was a very good team.
Sechrist was a much better punt this time, and it's returnable to the 41-yard line.
And that's a problem.
Ish Palmer to the 40. High steps, 35, spins to the 30, flag on the play.
Who made the tackle?
The punter.
The punter, Sechrist. That's the effort this kid gives. They're down 42-13. As soon as you said a much better punt, if you're Cedar Cliff, you got to be cringing there because it allows for a very good return, man. Oh, no, don't tell me another personal foul. This one's against McDevitt. It's been happening on both sides. You got to keep your. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if we can see it.
It was probably on the return because I saw it after when Sechrist was making the tackle on the far side. The back judge threw the foul.
Sechrist had some help. He initially brought the guy down. Had some help there at the end. Both teams are going to have to clean this up. You know, McDevitt, take the first loss out because that's not going to mean a whole lot. Out of state, out of country actually, but out of state competition for playoffs. But their loss against Harrisburg, that happened last year, and they battled back and they got a chance to play because Harrisburg got upset by Cumberland Valley late in the year at home, and that allowed the McDevitt State College winner, which ended up being State College in a tight game, to be a tie for the league title.
Tap pass.
A face mask.
It looks like a face mask, yes.
It's going to be a 15er. But with that State College win over McDevitt, which McDevitt nearly had a win, State College and Harrisburg tied for the title. So even though Harrisburg has played their 2 toughest opponents in the conference already, McDevitt, and then beating State College the very next week in double overtime, they could slip up. They did it last year against Cumberland. If they slip up to anybody, you know what that means. The winner of the State College McDevitt game can tie Harrisburg for the title. I know it's early in the season, a lot of football left. Could Harrisburg lose twice? Of course.
Harrisburg has to take on this Cedar Cliff team next Saturday. 1 o'clock game at Severance Field. We'll run through the rest of the Cedar Cliff schedule in just a moment. As the give is up the middle to LaRue to the 24. Rest of the Colts schedule after Harrisburg. Week 6, home against Chambersburg. Week 7, State College comes here to West Shore Stadium. Then at Carlisle, home against Altoona. And they wrap it up with Cumberland Valley on October 24th.
That Cedar Cliff team I was referring to in 94. told you they had their 2 losses at Chambersburg and Cumberland Valley. Beat McDevitt the last game of the year at McDevitt, 37-27 in a high-scoring affair. That team played Harrisburg early to mid-season. Hank Poteet caught a screen pass. Left to right on your television screen, right at this field. I'll get to the rest in a moment.
Man in motion. And the give again to LaRue, probably to the 20.
Gave Harrisburg a lead of 6 points. Almost positive it was 6 points. Cedar Cliff has 1 drive left, going to right to left on your screen. They drive the leg to the field. They hit a guy named Pancake, a tight end, for the touchdown. They make the extra point. They win by 1. Either 21-20, I think the score was, or 20-19. 21-20, I believe it was.
Rest of the schedule for Bishop McDevitt. Home against Carlisle next Friday. Then they go to Altoona on the 26th. Home against Cumberland Valley on October 3rd. Then they have 2 straight at Landis Field against Central Dauphin, then Central Dauphin East, and then home against State College on October 24th. Pass out to the flat is caught. That's the first catch of the night for Liam Fuller, and it's good for a first down.
Don't hold me to this, but I think Sean Starner, the punter, was the quarterback in safety. I think he was the one that threw the ball to Pancake. I'm taking all this off my brain. It was a long time ago. What was that? What was that? How many years ago was that? 31 seasons ago. Time flies in high school football when you're having fun.
I was a sophomore in college 31 seasons ago.
Just saw Coy Wire at the Big 33 game the day before Memorial Day, and he was honored. He was honored at that. You did announce the game. Yeah, yes. He was on TV. He was honored.
Give up the middle.
The Stanford defender, running back in high school, played defense in the NFL as well for the Falcons and the Bills.
Then on to a broadcasting career.
Sam Brindley, the tailback, played that year, the 2 years ahead of him, that 94 season, played safety at Lehigh.
LaRue in the backfield. 4 men counting Williams in the backfield, and the give is to LaRue. He's going to jump to the left side, try and beat everybody, and he's going to hit the pylon touchdown.
Look at the speed. Inverted wishbone formation there.
And that puts us in continuous clock mode, which means we have a lot less time to think of player of the game here. But we will do it. We're up to the challenge.
LaRue's vision, and then once he makes a decision, his speed to get to where he wants to go makes him very difficult. Throw in the return game with him, and he's a force.
Kick is no good, but it stays a 35-point lead at 48-13. Let's take a break as Bishop McDevitt on the board again. It's 48-13, Bishop McDevitt leading Cedar Cliff on High School Sports Live at PennLive and PCN.
Discover the power of local expertise with global reach at Landmark Commercial Realty. Serving South Central Pennsylvania for over 3 decades, we are proud members of TCN Worldwide, connecting you to over 200 markets globally. Whether you're looking for retail, industrial, office, or investment properties, our team provides sound, honest advice tailored to your needs. Trust Landmark Commercial Realty to navigate the complexities of commercial real estate with confidence. Visit landmarkcr.com and leverage our global expertise for your local success.
48-13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plays, 48 yards. They took 3:16 off the clock. And once Cedar Cliff gets the ball here, presumably, then once they go on offense, we'll be in continuous clock mode for the rest of the game. We do have our player of the game ready from Hoffman Ford. We'll have that towards the end of the game here for you tonight as part of our Capital Blue Cross post-game report. And we'll have a Pack Financial play of the game for you tonight as well. Kickoff ready for Grella. And he's going to kick that one to the end zone. Or no, it just, yeah. We thought we was going to just die right there at the 7, but it goes out of bounds.
I don't know what LaRue's doing tomorrow or Sunday, but if he can get a quick tee time, if his way, that was a 58-yard wedge shot that hit on the green, and he spun it back to the pin to the left.
Maybe you can get him at the Rich Valley or Manada or somewhere out there. And
yeah, I would suggest that he goes right to the course that sadly is going to be out of commission in a couple of years. It's so hard. One of my favorite course, Dolphin Highlands.
Timeout here. We'll keep it here. As if you had on the bingo card, we'd be talking golf tonight. You're better men than I am.
If you had on the bingo card that a kicker was going to kick the ball, was going to land at the inside the 2 and hit and bounce back to the left, right towards us in the press box.
Again, all these games will be archived on Penn Live. And also, you can watch online. If you're watching us on television, you can also watch online through PCN Select at PCNTV.com. Thank you to our friends at Pennsylvania Cable Network for rebroadcasting all of our games this season. From the 35, Cedar Cliff takes over.
And we got some, looks like we have some subs in. I love seeing this. That's why I don't like the mercy rule at 35. I'd rather have it at 42. Because a lot of players that don't get in much get to play now.
Hinton is still in there, handing it off with his right hand, and that's Otero with a flag on the play.
That was thrown by the umpire, who stands back around the linebacker, behind the linebacker depth. I think it's a holding on the Cedar Cliff offense. Yes, it is. You usually get a hold from the umpire.
So from the 42, so that was actually a 7-yard gain by Otero, but they're going to march it back. The 11th penalty of the night for Cedar Cliff.
Cedar Cliff for decades was notorious for wearing that navy blue, the white Colt helmet, but wearing the white pants. I really like, you like the blue on blue, Travis?
Do.
I do too.
I do.
I do too. I like a little change up there with the blue on blue.
And those who opt to wear the white socks. So a nice contrast. You can read the numbers easily for us old guys. as opposed to the gold numbers for McDevitt. That's tough. Give up the middle again. Otero, he gets back some of the yardage he lost on the penalty up to the 37-yard line.
We never got the trivia question answer.
Okay, yeah, now's the perfect time to do it here.
I'm waiting for you to answer it.
Oh, geez.
You know you weren't allowed to use your cell phone.
So my gut tells me Steve Spurrier.
You got it. 1966 Heisman Trophy winning quarterback and kicker, by the way, out of the University of Florida.
And it just dawned on me, Danny Werfel.
You got it.
All
Danny
right.
Werfel, his quarterback. Here were the threats he had when they beat Florida State, a team they lost to in the regular season at Florida State in the Sugar Bowl, winning them the national title of 1996 after Spurrier 30 years earlier in 66 won the Heisman himself. Florida Gators, they had Ike Hilliard, Jaquan Green, Green. Jaquez Green. Let's get this play here.
Up the middle.
And Riddell Anthony. Guess who the fourth receiver probably would have been as a freshman? Former Bishop McDevitt star, number 9. Rakai Nelson, who went to Notre Dame. Florida and North Carolina were the next top 2 choices. And back and forth, and he ended up going with Lou Holtz and the Irish. Had a nice career there. Had a good senior year in 99. But he would have been a Florida Gator. He would have been a national champ as a freshman. Best offensive player I've ever had the fortune to coach.
Hinton looking to throw. Timing pattern, Anastasi incomplete. Fourth down. And the clock keeps rolling.
Cedar Cliff has some good pieces on this team, and they can be a team to be reckoned with against every opponent they play. It's going to be tough sledding against Harrisburg and State College.
One-step punt this time, a little better, and it bounces at the 36 and stays there. 28-yard punt.
We mentioned it last week, Travis. Since Cedar Cliff, the Mid-Penn started in the 82 football season, the Colts were in Mid-Penn Division I, now called the Commonwealth. But yet they and McDevitt were in the Commonwealth. Both these programs dropped down to Mid-Penn, what we used to call Mid-Penn 2, the Mid-Penn Keystone, and stayed there till last year. Now they're both back up, and it's great to see them back here. Makes the league so much stronger and better, in my opinion. And you throw in Altoona and State College, you now have a 10-team Commonwealth division, so you only need your first game is can play anybody, and then the next 9 are all against Mid-Penn Commonwealth opponents.
Hand off to the right side, and first down yardage this time for the Crusaders as we go to page 2 of the roster. That's Sterling Xavier McFarland to the 49, and that's 13 yards on a first down as the yardage keeps adding up here for Bishop McDevitt.
Let's go to another trivia question for our viewers.
Please.
The Mid-Penn starting in 1982, which team won the Mid-Penn title first? Was it the Crusaders or the Colts? Both in the 80s. So it started in 82. Both in the 80s had a chance to win. They won titles, but which one won it first?
We'll give you 2 plays to think about it here as McDevitt again with the handoff to the outside, to the 43-yard line. And another new face, Creighton Milch, up to the 43, gain of 6.
I know in the early to mid-'80s, Travis, you weren't following the Mid-Penn.
I wasn't following football at all. I was still up in Wilkes-Barre rooting for my Grenadiers.
Up here in the press box is Rob Puglisi, the announcer for the McDevitt Crusaders, the former sports information director for the Crusaders in the 90s. And Rob Puglisi, you have an answer for that trivia question. Which team won their first Mid-Penn title first? Was it Cedar Cliff or McDevitt back in the 80s? It started in 82, the Mid-Penn. He said the Colts. Let's come back. Let our viewers and see if they can rack their brain a little bit. I'm not going to say that's right or wrong until after this play.
New quarterback in also for Bishop McDevitt. That's Cale Fight, number 19. Run to the outside, and that was, again, McFarland. He lost a yard to the 44. All right, give us the answer, Coach.
82, the Steel High Rollers went undefeated in the league and then lost to Cumberland Valley in a rematch in the first ever district final. So it was Steel High in 82. 83, the Bishop McDevitt Crusaders lost. They tied Cumberland Valley 12-12. They lost to Steel High on the last game of the year on a Monday night at McDevitt, at the old McDevitt Rock Pile. The lights weren't that good, but there was too much rain. They couldn't play on it Saturday morning. So McDevitt won the first. They won it in 83, the second year. Yes.
Monday Night Football on Market Street. Wow. Swing pass out here to, all right, I'm going to try this name here. Kungarath.
There it is.
Kheuangthirath. His first name's Ellis.
Cedar Cliff, when did they win their first title? 88. They went undefeated. Kyle Brady's junior year. They went the whole way to the state title undefeated and lost at Beaver Stadium after winning 7-3 at halftime. They lost to Pittsburgh Central Catholic. So Cedar Cliff got their first Mid-Penn title in 88, McDevitt in 83. McDevitt also three-way tie in 85 with Carlisle and Cumberland Valley. So McDevitt had 2 titles prior to Cedar Cliff getting their first Mid-Penn title.
And for Coach Chapman's kids in your classes, you will have quizzes on Monday. 4th down. And sideways run and going nowhere ends up being Benson Dancy. And it is a turnover on downs with 30 seconds left. So Cedar Cliff will have one more chance to get a play here.
In 85, the great Michael Owens, running back for Carlisle, they got upset week 3 by Cumberland Valley, at Cumberland Valley, 17-15. And then a few weeks later, they went into McDevitt Field playing against Sean Borowski, Ricky Waters, and James Bryant, 3 big-time running backs. Michael Owens with 3 touchdowns. Mark Bricker catches the 2-point conversion after the last one down at the pit at McDevitt. It's a 22-21 upset. And then McDevitt killed Cumberland Valley 49-14, three-way tie for the Mid-Penn title. I believe it was the only three-way tie ever for the Mid-Penn top division.
Hinton with the give up the middle to Will White. That's 7 yards for him. That should be it. That is it. 48-13 final score. So both teams will leave tonight with identical 2-2 records. We're going to take a break, come back. We'll have your Capital Blue Cross post-game report, Pac Financial Play of the Game, and the Hoffman Ford Player of the Game. Following this on High School Sports Live, PCN, and PennLive.
Award-winning Jack Gianvavo family dealerships have been growing for over 50 years. Now you can visit all 7 dealership locations throughout your county. At Jack Gianvavo, we understand family as we offer variety, style of vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Now we're expanding them choices and announcing Gianvavo Kia, Gianvavo Mitsubishi. Jack Gianvavo invites you to come experience the Gianvavo difference.
Everybody knows Hoffman has it. Did you know Hoffman has even more? There's the fully stocked Hoffman Ford Parts and Accessories Department, the Hoffman state-of-the-art collision facility, confidence in our ultra-modern service facility, peace of mind with master technicians, satisfaction with low prices.
Do I really need to say it again? Hoffman has it.
Only at Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Pac Financial, founded by Joseph Marazzo Sr. in 1972. The tradition has continued for years, with son Steve Marazzo spanning 3 generations as Christian Marazzo is taking the life insurance division to the next level.
Christian has a very unique ability to communicate the various options available to our customers.
We help a lot of people with pre-existing conditions, from final expense all the way from, permanent to term insurance.
Reach out to Pac Financial and set up a fact-finding meeting with Christian Marazzo. He will answer all your questions from pre-existing conditions, long-term care, to variations of permanent and term life insurance options. Don't wait. Get peace and clarity by connecting with Pac Financial at 564-6400. Call today or go to pacfinancialfirst.com.
Senior moments. They're not about what's been lost. They're about everything you've gained. With Capital Blue Cross Medicare, you're covered to go all in on more senior moments. And when playtime's over, giving them back can be a senior moment too.
They're all yours.
More coverage, more benefits, less hassle. Capital Blue Cross Medicare.
48-13, the final score tonight. No score in the third quarter. 13 points by Bishop McDevitt to make it the 35-point margin here tonight, as Bishop McDevitt and Cedar Cliff both leave here with identical 2-2 records. Our Capital Blue Cross postgame begins with our Pac Financial Play of the Game. We could point to a lot of plays in the first quarter that were turning points, but this was a bad bounce that went against Cedar Cliff and ends up in the hands of Austin Mack, and he takes it the rest of the way for a touchdown, and that put Bishop McDevitt up 3 scores. Tip drill, and Mack was right place, right time, and he's got our Pac Financial Play of the Game. They made the extra point to make it 21-0. They led 35-13 at the half. 1 touchdown in the first half for our player of the game, and then he scored another touchdown in the second half, and that made it 42-13. And our player of the game for Bishop McDevitt is Jerome LaRue, running back and defensive back, just a sophomore, 13 carries, 72 yards, but 2 big touchdowns, including that impressive juke. And he's got our Hoffman Ford player of the game.
A lot of promise for the sophomore.
Beautiful run, both touchdown runs. And again, he ended up with 72 yards, well over 300 yards of offense for the Bishop McDevitt Crusaders. Just solid running all night long. and a 35-point victory for Bishop McDevitt. Our next broadcast will be in 2 weeks here on High School Sports Live as the West Perry Mustangs travel to Enola to take on the East Pennsboro Panthers, 7 o'clock on September 26th, and on PCN September 27th. Coach, it's always fun working with you. Thank you, my friend.
Enjoyed it. Thank you.
For Kaylee Edwards, Chad Edwards, and the entire Invicta team, for Fort Chapman, I'm Travis Sparks. 48-13, Bishop McDevitt over Cedar Cliff. Thanks for joining us on High School Sports Live, Penn Live, and PCN. Good night.